harassing the police every single day. Hey, Shark Honey, this is Shark Honey Cop Watch. I'm going to make a comment on this before we do the screen read, which I just did the screen read, and wow. As you know, it's finally came out that Jeff Gray is a piece of shit fucking snitch, but not only that, he is a criminal and a shakedown extortion artist, and possibly even Rico, working with 3 or more to illegally extort money from private businesses and the government, and illegally recording. And yet this fucker burned me when I was working on a story with him on losing the case, Sheets versus City of Punta Gorda, for the right to record public officials. This motherfucker thinks he's a goddamn saint? Are you fucking kidding me? You know where we got this tip? When SJD News finally exposed Jeff Gray for the fucking snitch bitch that he is, then somebody came in there and said, do you know that Jeff is a criminal himself? And then and what's weird is Jeff did tell me about this when we were friends. Of course, when he burned me, that all ended. Wow. Literally fucking extortion. Rico. Illegally recorded. Holy shit. You got to listen to the end. This fucker is a piece of shit fucking criminal. Full blown. Listen to the whole article.
A new scam, public records shakedown. Bills filed to prevent more abuses. Strapping a video camera around his neck, Jeffrey Marcus Gray entered the offices of Lutheran Social Services of Northeast Florida on June 16, and secretly recorded conversations with employees. The room was where people in need of housing or mental health services or those suffering from AIDS waited for help. The self-described civil rights activist said he only wanted to document his request for public records, and when Gray claimed he was denied those public records, he filed a lawsuit against the nonprofit corporation 2 weeks later, on July 1. But Fourth Circuit Judge Jack M. Schemer called Gray's actions a baiting gesture meant to achieve personal financial gain, not a legitimate request for public records, and nothing more than a scam. Senator Wilton Simpson, according to Judge Schemer's December 1 final order denying relief under Public Records Act, Gray has been a plaintiff in 18 separate 2014 lawsuits involving public records requests in Duval County. Abraham Shukfa of Tampa is one of the lawyers that files these suits on behalf of Gray, and Shukfa pays Gray when he recovers attorney's fees in these cases, according to the judge's order that also detailed that Shukfa has filed approximately 13 lawsuits seeking public records on behalf of Gray. The Florida Center for Investigative Reporting, a nonprofit news organization, found more than 140 lawsuits filed in 27 counties by the Citizens Awareness Foundation and sister organization Our Public Records LLC. According to the FCIR, lawyers from the O'Boyle law firm, sharing the same address as the foundation, were used in all of the lawsuits reviewed. South Florida millionaire Martin O'Boyle founded the Citizens Awareness Foundation in January 2014, and loaned his son, Jonathan, a Pennsylvania lawyer not licensed in Florida, $400,000 to start the O'Boyle law firm a few weeks later, according to the FCIR. Both entities were housed in the office of Martin O'Boyle's real estate development firm in Deerfield Beach. The Florida Bar is investigating members of the law firm, and the foundation has since suspended operations. The lawsuits took advantage of confusion surrounding a year-old change to Florida's public records law requiring that private businesses contracting with public agencies must provide their records for public inspection. The predatory practice involved filing numerous public records requests against public and private agencies, and then suing for non-compliance with those requests. In reaction to news of the public records shakedowns of business owners who contract with state and local governments, Senator Wilton Simpson, R. Trilby, and Representative Halsey Beshears, R. Monticello, filed Senate Bill 224 and House Bill 163. Representative Halsey Beshear's many Florida business owners contract with and perform services for public agencies, Simpson said. Over the summer, I learned that across Florida, individuals are approaching some of these businesses to make public records requests for only one purpose, creating confusion for the business owners that leads to frivolous lawsuits to obtain cash settlements. Simpson called details uncovered by the FCIR deeply troubling. I am an unwavering supporter of comprehensive public access laws, so citizens can hold their government accountable, Simpson said. In these cases, though, it is clear that the rights of private citizens and hard-working business owners are being trampled by some unscrupulous people bent on getting rich off a new scam. In the case of Jeffrey Marcus Gray versus Lutheran Social Services of Northeast Florida Incorporated, according to the judge's order, Gray asked to inspect and photograph the general insurance policy of LSS. When referred to a second employee, he asked for proof of insurance required by the contract with the Department of Children and Family Services. That employee said he believed that document was not subject to disclosure according to Chapter 119, Florida's Public Records Act, and Gray should get it from DCF. The contract in question is that Lutheran Social Services would provide youth services to refugees living in Duval County. Gray left the office without providing contact information, and he testified that he wanted anonymity. The next contact Lutheran Social Services had with Gray was when he filed the lawsuit on July 1. Oddly, Gray did not identify in his initial complaint the documents that he claimed were denied him, Judge Schemer wrote in his order. At a preliminary hearing held September 1, 2014, Shukfe, with Gray beside him, was unsure whether or not his client wanted more than what had already been provided to him. Nevertheless, LSS offered and the court ordered Shukfe and Gray an opportunity to inspect documents. The means to request public records under Chapter 119, Florida statutes, utilized by Gray were unreasonable and a flagrant abuse of the statute. Gray, in an effort to ambush LSS, purposely denied LSS any advance or written notice of his demands, purposely failed to provide any contact information, and purposely appeared on a busy workday in hopes of manufacturing an attorney's fee, to be shared with Gray. It was nothing more than a scam. Said Representative Beshears, in each case that I've reviewed, government agencies have the records that are being requested. Instead of simply asking the records custodian at the state agency, spam-like emails are sent, or even worse, intimidating individuals wearing cameras go onto private property and make demands of office staff that have had no training in our public records laws. Said Beth Rollins, president of Florida Business Watch, a nonprofit trade association for government contractors. Such abuses have cost businesses and taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars, money that should have been spent providing services to citizens. This bill protects the citizens' right to know, while also protecting contractors from bad actors scamming the system to line their own pockets. The proposed legislation requires a party filing action to provide written notice of the public records request, including a statement that the contractor has not complied with the request, by certified mail to the public agency's custodian of public records at least 5 business days before filing the action, and provide such notices to the contractor if the contractor is a named party in the action. Barbara Peterson, president of the First Amendment Foundation, who is an FCIR board member, expressed concerns to the FCIR that the proposed legislation may limit access to public records too severely. Her main objections are that a certified letter must be sent 5 days before filing a lawsuit and proving that a vendor willfully did not comply with the records request.